Welcome to Tropico for Modern Times. Well, that's the most recent pack that I have. I wanted to go ahead and kind of do something different on the weekends. I started playing Stardew Valley. I'm going to be doing something similar for Tropico 4, but I've been playing this a little bit less often. I went ahead and started my own brand new profile. I've gone ahead and beat this game. I beat this game to a pulp. I don't know how good I'm going to be doing it on the fly. You know, screwing around, but whatever. You got a little tutorial mission that you can do if you really want to. I thought there was going to be a little menu. I never did the tutorial.
I have decided to take up politics.
There's 4 of them, but I'm not going to do the tutorial because I don't feel the need to do that. I'm just going to play the regular campaign to start with.
What a hellhole. But at least it's my hellhole. St. Clara is the typical Caribbean island. Beautiful on the outside, poverty-stricken on the inside. People live in shacks and have hardly anything to eat. Healthcare and education are non-existent, and unemployment is through the roof. Someday, I will turn Tropico into a true world power. First things first, improving the situation on St. Clara will secure local support and establish the foundation for my plans.
Alright, so that's the first one here. Let's go ahead and make a custom aviator here. So real quick here,
but at least
difficulty and all that kind of stuff is on the first page. Go ahead and start with a aviator here. Let's see, business, glamour, movie star, hippie, Wild West, dress uniform, pirate queen, fatigues. Let's go with business. Let's see. What hairstyle do I have here? I kind of want to go with the hippie, quite frankly. We'll go with this. That works. Okay. No earrings. We're not gonna be able to see them. Alright, so my name's gonna be Caffeine. The background, essentially, if you click on any of these, it'll come up when you'll get some different stuff. Yeah, it'll determine on what kind of different, like, bonuses or negatives you will get for your avatar. Let's see here. Chief of Police, huh? I'll explain a little bit more of this once I get in here, but I want to determine on what I want to go ahead and get. I want to pick something that's going to be a little bit nice to start with. Pop singer might be nice. Professor would probably be nice. Kinda liked, some of these, actually. Let's go with the professor. So let's see here. When you were young, female students flocked to your lectures just to admire your charming smile. Later, you wrote some dull, incomprehensible scientific tests so excruciatingly boring and pretentious that sleeping pills became obsolete. Well, so that gives us plus 20 faction for respect for the intellectual faction, and 50% faster education and skill training. So I like that. No, wait, no. Go ahead and select that. Rise to power. This determines how you got there. Let's see here. You know what? I'm thinking I might go with elected for family values. Yeah, that'll give us 15% or 15 points to our religious faction, 20% to our liberty, and plus 10% to our tourism rating. That'll be nice. The traits here do various things as well. Very nice. Let's go ahead and pick something. Oh, that's kind of nice. Let's choose Vigilante. Let's choose... You see they've got stars here, so essentially as you use these skills, they will level up. Let's go ahead and select Charismatic. Let's select bureaucrat because that'll lower the housing prices. Okay, so that works. So if you click play, we just keep going here. Get a little opening video here. I love the music in this game. I think I may need to quiet it down a little bit. Quite loud. Look at those trees, look at those graphics. I don't remember when this game came out, quite frankly. Wow, all those birds sit down at the same time.
Look at the beaches. Look at the palm trees. This is my home. This is Tropico. This is paradise. It is still small, poor, and unknown. Yet I have big plans for it. Very big plans. Here I will build a nation and a country.
Okay.
Greetings, my
Greetings,
friend.
my friend. Oh,
Are you
oh God,
settling
why?
well on your new island?
I'm taking a sip of my tea here. St. Clara is in terrible state. You should focus on making that place a little more habitable. Focus on making the people happy and content. Here's my cheat sheet. It will help you set up the basics on your island. Use it wisely. Food, religion, healthcare, homes, and fun.
Welcome, Presidente. It is me, Penultimo, your most trustworthy advisor.
I have to ask, Presidente, why are we here? This place is a total dump. There's not even a farm to provide food for the locals. You should remedy that if you insist on staying here. Build at least 2 farms to feed your people. Can you pause real quick here? Oh, right. I was trying to use the ASWD, and you can't do that here. Alright, so, first things first, let me lower down the sound because, wow, that is louder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, make sure everything's on. Alright. Anyways, there's a colorblind mode, which I really approve on here. So let's talk a little bit about what we've got. If you right-click, it'll bring up the build menu. You can go ahead and lower that down. I suggest you play this game because I'm not going to go through everything on here. But as the first thing, I want to kind of show what we've got. You've got shacks. Yeah, we've got a little shanty town going over here. A shack town. I guess it's not technically shanties. If people don't have places to live, they will live in shacks. You've got a garage. This helps people get around town. Construction office is where people, well, these people will construct things for you. Teamsters will take your stuff to your dock. Your dock is where ships come in and you can get exports and imports from there. And the palace is where you live. And we've got a little tenement here. The housing quality is not that great, but it's a hell of a lot better than the shacks. So if you take a look real quick here at the almanac, here's a couple things that are going to be really useful. If you click on the overall happiness, you can see where you're currently at. If things are red, it's bad. If things are green, that's good. Additionally, something that I usually pay a lot of attention to is if you go to the lists and click on residence job, you can see who's employed and who's not employed. People who are unemployed for a long time, and by long time I don't know exactly when it is, but it seems like pretty much randomly, they'll become criminals, and you don't want criminals in your existence here. So we want to build a couple farms here. So if you right click and go to food and resources and click on farm, you can build a variety of things. We want to build corn, a farm with corn, so make sure it's got the little dot inside it. Let's go ahead and plop that little sucker down. And let's go ahead and go to the fastest mode to start with. This is how much money you have, your little budget here. This is the time, or the date. This is your overall happiness. And this is how many people you currently have. It's important to get a farm going. Usually your game will start with a farm. People will go to the farm to get food. Let's go ahead sorry, and start another farm. Banana, papaya, pineapple, coffee, tobacco, and sugar. These 3 are largely exports. These 3 aren't bad things to have, but they're not quite as useful. Well, they're not good as, there's not as, you want corn to start with, let me put it that way. But they will also ship and they're very useful. So, okay. We've got our first corn farm here. You can see everyone's moving in to work there. Okay. You can quick build, but it costs whatever it says. we don't have a lot of money to begin with, so. Alright. Almost done. Oh, and you will be, oh.
Well done, Presidente. The farms are ready and will soon begin growing food for your citizens.
Remember that agricultural products take time to grow. The first crops will be ready in about 6 months. The citizens will have to make do until then, but that's not going to be a serious problem. The people rely on you to provide food. As the population of St. Clara increases, you will have to construct more farms. Try building 1 new farm per 50 new citizens. Remember that the people won't eat tobacco, sugar, or coffee. These crops are meant purely for profits. So as I said, tobacco, sugar, and coffee are for exports, and everything else is useful. Alright, so sometimes these little thingies will pop up here. These are quests.
Presidente, my name is Antonio Lopez, and I lobby on behalf of the capitalist faction.
Feeding the people is great and all that, Presidente, but corn doesn't go for much on the international market. On the other hand, tobacco imports are quite lucrative. I'm sure that if we produce and export some tobacco, we'll attract more investors to St. Clara. Export byproduct tobacco. I suggest you build 1 or 2 additional farms and set them to tobacco work mode. And then we would get $10,000 as a reward. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. So essentially what you're going to be dealing with here, go ahead, if you click on tobacco, so you've got this like gradient going on here. You've got this green, you've got this red. Red is bad, yellow is neutral, green, and the more vivid the green, the better for where you want to build tobacco. I'm gonna go ahead and build this guy over here. Should be fine. If there's not enough room for the fields to grow,
I am
there'll be a
Reverend
problem.
Esteban, and I speak for the faithful citizens of this island.
You have provided food for our people, but what about food for their souls? We must build a house of God and hire priests so that the faithful can pray. A devout group from the U.S. has sent $10,000 to help in this endeavor. Have 4 priests on the island. You will have to build a new church and hire foreign workers if we don't have educated citizens on the island. Okay, so if we go back here and look at this overview and the overall happiness, you see this religion quality? Well, it's really low. It's at 38% right now. So if we go to welfare and economy and click on the church, we can build a church. Let's put it over here. I'll put it right there. Okay, real quick here, this, the number that it is 500, that's how many units you need to ship out. No worries there. And we'll talk a moment about what he means by hiring in a second.
You will be dazzled by my charm.
Your avatar does wander around, and depending on where you go and what you do, like this little star thingy will pop up. Essentially, usually that means like if you go to a construction zone, it'll build faster. If you go to like a farm, they'll produce more, that type of thing. So your avatar is constantly wandering around. Alright, so we've got a tobacco farm started, and the church is almost built here. Alright, so if you click on manage here, you'll see here that there's 4 slots, but you need to be a high schooler, and you need to be male to be here. So we've got 1. And apparently he's visiting the church himself. Ooh, we've got 2. If you don't have people to work, you can click on the empty slot, and you can hire a foreign specialist. But rather than do that, let's go ahead and click on Education and Media and click on High School. Let's go ahead and build a high school. You need a high school to build to get high schoolers. Real quick here, you've got this financial aid thing going on here. Because we are a small, terribly impoverished Caribbean island, we will get financial aid from the US and the USSR. This is Cold War era stuff. So that's kind of why we still got the USSR in here. Let me build up this. May have to turn the sound effects down, good grief. Every time a ship docks, they may bring immigrants to Tropico. Let's see how many people we have working. We've got 4 unemployed folks here, so that's probably not a good thing. Let's go ahead and have this built and see if we, alright, we've got a person working here, and you can see now we have students starting. So people will work at the high school, and people will become students. That way that they can take jobs for which they're required. So we've got 4 5 teachers. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. If you don't want people to work in a particular place, you can right-click on the slots and you'll get these slashes, and that simply means that no one can take that job. I think we've got plenty of... We've got 1 unemployed right now. We have a lot of shacks. That's a problem. Well, let's go ahead and just wait a little bit. And we've got some open slots here. People are more likely to go where jobs are more, the wages are higher. So the high schooler, well, the high school teachers make 10, and while the farmers make 5. So obviously, if you've got a high school education, you're going to go work for the high school rather than work for the farm because you're going to be making more money. So there's going to be a little bit of waiting here. Let's go ahead and see. Got some seaweed out here. Fish. Oh, and if you click on somewhere, you can see where the teachers are. Or I should say you can see where the workers are. So the workers are wandering around. Or in cars going to the school. Same thing for, you know, like the farms. And if you click on the houses, these are all the people that live in this
A
tenement.
petition has arrived at the palace, insisting for a museum dedicated to your youth to be constructed immediately. I personally signed it 300 times, and counting.
Alright, so occasionally these little things will pop up. He's asking us to construct a childhood museum. But we're not, you can take that into account, but you don't have to do that, so, you know.
I'm not feeling well, Presidente. There's some kind of a bug going around the island.
I think I need a doctor. I mean, the island needs more doctors to take care of your loyal subjects. I would also suggest building a new clinic or 2. So now, this says improve the healthcare on your island to at least 45%. Well, this is a little different than, say, building a farm. So let's go ahead and build, if you go to Welfare and Economy, you can build a clinic. So let's go ahead and build one. Let's build one right here. Clinics need college people. 2 male will work here. So we've got 4 priests. Ooh, fishing competition.
How's it hanging, Presidente? Now that you have your very own island, how about a friendly wager?
I'm talking about a fishing competition. I bet you can't export 500 fish. How about it? Now, this is a little different than making money that we would use in our budget. The $25,000 in your Swiss bank account is used for other stuff, so let's go ahead and accept that. To export fish, you have to go into the food and resources, and you have to select the fisherman's wharf. Let's go ahead and turn this around. And it goes on the beach. If it's red, it's not good. If it's not red, then you're fine. So let's go ahead and build that there. Let's take a look and see how our housing or our job market's doing. Okay, we have no unemployed. So that's fantastic. And you can see here that we've now exported $6,000 worth of goods. And you can see that our export tobacco has gone up. We've exported 71 units. So that's good. We have 1 doctor currently. Oh, we've got 2 doctors now. That's great. So people will now come to the clinic to get help. You can select, so while we're waiting for our healthcare to improve, on some buildings, not the church, but like the clinic, construction office, Teamster's office, high school here, and farm, you can see that there's this little thing here. When hovered over, you can do a drop down. This talks about the different stuff that you can set that building to. So for the high school, for example, you've got general education, which provides normal rate of education. I'm not even trying to pronounce that. You've got extra religious courses, or you've got extra military history courses. And each of them will do something different. Calling all doctors.
Presidente, we need doctors to improve healthcare on the island.
Doctors need a college education, but building a college at this time may prove expensive and time-consuming. Try hiring new doctors from abroad. Foreign workers are expensive as well, but they will arrive with the next ship. I will send you some more money to help you with this problem. So he wants us to have 4 doctors, and we will get $25,000 for it. So let's go ahead and build a second clinic. Why not? Let's build a second clinic down here. For the clinic, there's preventative medicine, which patients will need 20% less healthcare. This one, which increases the pregnancy, and then this one increases the lifespan, so up to 5 years. Alright, fear of food shortages.
Presidente, the population of St. Clara has been increasing steadily. It's time to consider building more food producers.
If you don't provide enough food for your citizens, they will become unhappy and even die from starvation. Provide citizens with foods by building farms, ranches, and fishermen's wharves. Citizens can't get food from buildings too far from their homes. Markets, places distribute food produced by farms and wharves to the homes around them. Increase the food quality of your island to at least 60%. Let's go ahead and accept that. What he's talking about is if you go into the food and resources, there should be a little marketplace. It doesn't cost a lot. So let's go ahead and build that. You can build over the shack, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So it'll be relocated in a second. Go ahead and... what are you guys doing? Nothing. If you click on the construction shop, you can see the active projects and see what people are doing. Right now, they're not doing jack. Come on, guys. Oh, you can click on people.
I was going to show you some charts, Presidente, but I was robbed on my way here and the criminals took everything.
There's no denying it. When even our charts are not safe, we have a problem. It's time to do something about crime and safety. Construct a police station and restore order on the streets. We'll worry about that later. I don't care at the moment. If we look at, let's see, is it? Yeah, if you click on the overlays, you can see the crime rate here is red. That's bad, and that has to do with all of these little, and the fact that we don't have a police station right now. Alright, so our marketplace has been started. You can see that our job quality is 66, but more importantly here, the food quality at the bottom here is 68. So that should help increase our our food quality to 60, excuse me. And that's done, so fantastic.
Excellent work, Presidente. Thanks to our tobacco experts, we now have a steady revenue stream.
Nevertheless, now is not the time to grow complacent and stagnant. We must develop our economy to meet the demands of our growing population. Building more farms and diversifying into other industries, such as logging or mining, will guarantee an increase in income on St. Clara. We'll worry about that a little later. Let's go ahead and see how we're doing job-wise right now. We got 6 people that are unemployed, so that's not good. We need some more doctors. We do have the money, so let's go ahead and pop a college down over here. Alright, we got 1 doctor. Nope, we still have 2. One of the doctors just moved to this one over here. That happens. What are you guys doing? You guys are doing nothing. Why am I not surprised? I got a rooster in here. What the hell? Okay, and you can see that our Fisherman's Wharf is doing work here. For this one, you've got fish guts are disposed properly, minimizing pollution. Pollution is going to be a problem in the future. And back to the sea, fish guts galore halves upkeep but increases pollution by 50%. We can talk a little bit about respect a little later. But it's a problem. Ooh, okay. That's a problem. One citizen became criminal is not good. Let's go ahead and plop down a ranch. Let's use cows with regular cattle. So you see this one's blue instead of red. That means it's just a general
we must not
side
carry in
quest, not a
constructing the
quest
bridge
that
to
is
the
good
bright
for
tomorrow.
that is not for this particular scenario. So the next girder in this bridge is a ranch. We must weld it together with strength and determination. Our communist ideals will be the spark that will weld it together until our bright communist future is upon us. So as you see here, the communist respect would go up. If you take a look at your factions tab here, you can see all the different factions and whether or not they like you. If you click on them, you can see why they like you or why they don't like you. You can see here we don't have a child museum under no mausoleum, and our faction leader is unhappy, so the loyalists are kind of pissed off at us. I'm sure they'll get over it. Maybe they won't, I don't know. Let's go ahead and hire a college graduate from across the sea. If you click on it, there'll be like these little 3 arrows. And we'll be bringing another person over. There we go. Wow, we have a lot of people. That's a problem. So that will start...
Look around, Presidente. See the overflowing garbage cans. See the toxic fumes in the air. See how Mother Nature suffers.
And I want to do something about the pollution problem, Presidente. I have faith that you're a true friend of Mother Nature, just as we environmentalists are. Please consider issuing the anti-litter ordinance and pollution standards edicts. Well, don't worry about that right now. That's what I was waiting for. So you can see that this professor is training up a couple new people. Let's go ahead and take care of pollution at the moment. If you click on infrastructure down there, you can see this garbage dump. So let's go ahead. You can see all these areas where the pollution is currently at. Let's go ahead and drop a garbage dump over here. And I think job-wise we're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, we've got 9 people that don't have jobs. So while they're building that, let's go ahead and build a coffee. Let's do pineapple. There we go. Let's do bananas. Papaya? Let's do papaya. There we go. And I'm going to quick build this because we want to get these guys working as soon as we can. And you can see it'll fill right up. I often use the quick build in later games because in later scenarios because things, I don't know, it needs to be, things need to be going a lot quicker at that point. And our construction office seems random for whether or not it's actually doing what you needed to do at that time. All right.
There is an opportunity here that can make us all rich.
I'm not going to read this, but essentially, as the games progress, you'll be getting like little things that be like, hey, if you build a new rum distillery, you'll get this. And you can just dismiss it. I'm just going to dismiss that for right now since I don't care. But just a heads up, that's something that can happen. People will protest if they're upset about something. So this particular person, what are they upset about? They're upset about crime safety, it looks like. And they'll protest and they'll get people all wound up. It's not that big of a deal, quite frankly. Alright, so we've got the local garbage dump started here, and these 2 people are going to be working, and this will go down over time, so we'll pop in there later, maybe. Alright, so our healthcare looks like it's improving. We've got 4 doctors now, so that's fantastic. We started to export fish, it looks like, so that's also useful. Let's check to see what our... We've got 1 unemployed, so that's not bad at the moment. Let's go ahead and drop a grade school over. Let's do it right here. You can build roads. If you go to infrastructure and click on roads, you can go ahead and build roads. Roads are important for people getting to place A to B, and you can get slowdown. I'm not particularly going to see that in this episode, or in this scenario. So I'm not too worried about it. But in later times, oh yeah, it'll be a huge problem.
El Presidente, I am Senator Nick Richards, and I represent the American people of the great state of Nebraska. I'm not a crook.
I understand that you have yet to establish a cabinet and appoint ministers. This is unacceptable. How do you expect to get any work done? I urge you to resolve this problem quickly. Build a ministry and hire a full cabinet of ministers. Okay, well, we'll do that in a second here. Let's go ahead and open up the government tab here. You should have, let's see, yeah, right here. At the top, you'll have a ministry building. So let's go ahead and plop that somewhere. We'll build it over here, across from the school. And those will get built sooner or later. Let's go ahead and let them do what they need to do. If you click on the dock, by the way, you can see when the next freighter is going to come in, so you can see when the next group of shacks are going to show up here. Don't have a lot of money at the moment, so we're going to have to wait.
Comrade Presidente, an article published in the Pravda in Moscow has criticized the housing conditions for the masses in Tropico.
Comrade Adolfo Mendoza, leader of the communist faction, demands you do something to improve the housing of the Proletariat. I can never say that word. Proletariat. Consider constructing some new houses, tenements, or even apartments if you can afford the expense. Yeah, he's complaining back there's all sorts of things here.
Being such a great country is a hassle, I can tell you. That is why we decided we want something in return. We are imposing a freedom tax on all countries of your caliber.
If you don't give them anything, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to dismiss them. Give me money.
Money! That's what I want. Am I right, my friend?
Without money in the treasury, you won't be able to do much about the state of your island. Exports are the key to keeping the treasury full. Remember to keep an eye on commodity prices and manage your economy accordingly. Earn $25,000 in your treasury from exports. Logging camps and mines provide some good early profits. You can also switch some of your farms to tobacco, sugar, or coffee. Let's go ahead and accept that. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. We got some new immigrants here. Let's, we got some money. So let's go ahead and build, well, not a house, but a tenement so we can get some people out of some shacks. And let's start by hiring some people. Let's hire somebody in the defense. We don't have a policeman yet, so let's go ahead and ignore that. We don't have a bureaucrat or a journalist. For education, let's go ahead and bring them in. Banker, journalist, shopkeeper, or customs officer. Well, that's a problem. Well, let's go ahead and start by building a police station, because holy crap, look at that crime. And you can see we've just got $11,000 worth of exports. So, no problem. How are we doing job-wise? We just brought some new people in, so we got a few unemployed folks. I love the music of this game. It's probably my favorite game to listen to at the moment. Are you gonna build anything, you guys, or are we just... I'm just gonna wander around.
Buena tarde.
Yeah, people are upset. It'll be okay. Alright, there we go. Hive more immigrants. Good grief. Alright, so that'll start filling up with people real quick here, and then they should start working on the police station.
Intelligence reports that subversive elements might be taking violent actions against our government. You should consider establishing a secret police to prevent or at least minimize such activities.
Don't worry about this at the moment. But you can see here that this person's become a rebel. This happens. If people aren't happy, they'll become rebels. And since we're not... I mean, it happens at the beginning of the games. I found it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on when you first start out. And that's okay. But let's go ahead and start getting some police officers. I'm also going to build a pub here to get some fun in town. Let's go ahead and look real quick at the overall happiness. You can see, first of all, our crime safety is really bad. Our environment's not terrible. Our entertainment, though, is a problem as well as our housing quality. But we're working on that, as you can tell. Let's go ahead and build a pub to start out with. First of all, this will give us some jobs, and second of all, this will give people some fun. And yeah, people will come here and their fun will be increased. Kind of like playing The Sims, only not. Let's see here. I may just want to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and hire a foreign expert. And yes, the cost increases by each one that you purchase, but we're fine. Can't build one there. Go ahead and pop one right next to the church. There we go. Yeah, you can change your housing to Roach Patrol. But yeah, you can see that the housing quality will be lowered. I just heard a click. That ding noise means that one of these thingies popped up.
Comrade, I have a secret task for you. It is a matter of international urgency.
Yeah, so Agent Sasha is from the USSR. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss her, but she'll pop up every once in a while and ask you some same things as like the senator from the US will.
Presidente, I see that your Council of Ministers is up and running. Well done.
I've always said that an organized administration is a good administration. As a sign of friendship between our two nations, the U.S. has pledged a stimulus package of $10,000 for the island of St. Clara. Fantastic. So we've got a little bit extra money here.
Some Colombian barons have larger armies than ours, sir. This is unacceptable.
Just a heads up, this guy will pop up whenever you don't have enough soldiers in your army, but I'm not too worried at the moment, so I'm just gonna ignore him. 16 new immigrants, are you serious?
I see you've made progress on your little island, my friend.
The happiness of your people is a key aspect of ruling. Taking care of the rebel may be tedious, but a happy man won't run off to the jungles with a gun and make trouble. I hope you learned this lesson well. So we would increase the overall happiness of the island to at least 45, which we've already done, because we're at 47, so we'll go ahead and accept that.
Our city is dirty and polluted. I know that saying it aloud is not very helpful, but we need to do something.
Why not have the cleanest and most environmentally friendly city in the Caribbean? I'm sure with a little effort it'll be possible. Let's go ahead and accept this. We want to raise the environmental happiness to 60. One thing you can do here...
Malicious journalists are spreading lies about St. Clara in the foreign press, Presidente.
They claim that our citizens are living in shacks and makeshift homes. Even worse, some of our own people believe these foreign baboons. We have to expose these lies and make the journalists eat their words. Let's say average housing.
Tenements are an inexpensive way to solve the housing problems early on.
Tenements can house up to 12 families and provide better housing than shacks, shanties, and bunkhouses. Once you secure your finances, you should think about switching to apartments and even condominiums. So yeah, now we want to build 2 tenements, so let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll tell you exactly what I was going to say. Let's build them over here. I'm just going to build them right next to each other. Just like that. There we go. If I click on the garbage dump here, you can see down here there's upgrades. So you can see that we can buy a high temperature burner, which means that it generates less pollution. So let's go ahead and select that. We purchased it, it cost $2,000, and now it will produce less pollution. You can see the pollution is decreasing, and it will decrease over time. Such things take a little bit of time to do. So alright, so that's gonna happen. Let's go and see where our jobs currently are. We've got a lot of unemployed people. So one thing you can do, if you go to the food and resources, and this is what I'm going to do to start with here, you can see these plantations. Well, they build a lot of stuff. Let's see, let's go ahead and build some tobacco. We're going to build it, over here. And I'm going to go ahead and quick build this so we make sure we don't get too many criminals out of all that. These house a lot, or have a lot of jobs, and essentially what will happen is a lot of crops will be grown from that, so that's very good. Wow, look at that. That is awful. Yeah, the amount of crime that we've got right now is just terrible, but that's okay. Let's see. Wind turbines give electricity, just a heads up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and build a second fisherman's wharf over here. Excuse me?
Big guy! The foreign terrorists are making hurtful comments that they are as good as us! Stop this for El Diablo, the devil!
Okay, so, this guy is a nationalist, and yeah, he's gonna ask for some crazy stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just dismiss him, because I don't want to hear it. But he'll occasionally pop up and be like, hey, I don't like your immigration policies. I don't like this, I don't like that. And he's very much for the people born and raised here at the Caribbean, not anybody else. I'm gonna go ahead and quick build that because I want to get that going.
The morale of the men is low, sir. We should appease our comrades in arms.
Don't worry, we're working on it. Real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at our general overview. Our crime safety is still pretty low. Our environment's increasing. Our entertainment's right now. And our housing quality is slowly increasing. Let's go ahead and let's plop not a fire station. Let's go ahead and plop a second police station down. Let's plop that down here. And additionally, let's go to entertainment. And I'm gonna go ahead and build a childhood museum. I'm gonna build that right next to the docks. Almost got another tenement built here, no problem. Okay.
Presidente, several European countries are going to ban the public showing of Islamic religious symbols. The Middle East and the rest of the Islamic world are outraged.
Unfortunately, we've been put on the spot and can't remain neutral. We should pick a side and soon. What is our stance on the matter? So occasionally these will pop up, and this will change our relations to the other nations. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Europe has no right to do this. Alright, this guy is from Europe.
The riffraff back home are on the back
He's
again.
asking for us to
You know how
export
it is.
500 logs. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss him. Don't worry, in the future, if I ever play any more of these scenarios, we'll just skip through most of those. But for right now, really, we're like right there, guys. Alright, so this tenement's full, so that's nice. Still got quite a bit of people in shacks, but it's getting better, so, you know. And you can see the orange that was down here is starting to fade away, so that's really, really nice. I'm just gonna ignore that. Alright, so our childhood museum is completed. You've got the loudspeakers or the retirement fund selection. I'm gonna go ahead and select the loudspeakers, because it'll increase the respect for me. It's raining. Yeah, our second tenement has been built, so people will start moving into that, like, right now. One of the reasons why I'm not terribly concerned about this is, since this is kind of like the first tutorial mission, things will continue along.
Presidente, please accept my congratulations on the good work you have done on St. Clara.
Based on my recommendations, the U.S. Congress has chosen your island to receive a special grant promoting learning and education. While the literacy program edict is active, you will receive an additional $5,000 each year. So you have some choices here. You can say all the money must go to our treasury, you can embezzle some of the money, or you can take all of the money. I'm going to go ahead and say money needs to go to my treasury, because I kind of want the money to go to our treasury. Let's see here. I'm gonna build to get people moving here. Well, let's go ahead and build a restaurant to start with, because, you know, more fun is good. I'm gonna build it in this little corner right there.
Presidente,
So he's
I have
asking us to
something
do
for
an
you
edict.
to
We haven't
sign.
talked about
And
edicts
no,
yet, but if you
it's
click
not
on this
my
little button
razor.
right here, a list of different things that you can select will come up. Social Security, these ones that are all not scratched out, you can activate. And you can read through them, and there's some for general education, economy and tourism, foreign affairs, interior and defense. I am going to select the Social Security one here. It costs $5,000, and each month you pay $16, and so the average rate, something money from the average wage, like if it's like $5, so I can look that up real quick, goes to retirees and students, and that allows them to, you know, survive. Let's see here, I'm trying to remember exactly where the average wage is. Here we go. If you click on people, the average wage right now is $7, and those people would get 2/3 of that. So they would have the money to, like, you know, live in a house. Which, you know, is pretty useful for the morale of your city, so. Alright, now, I'm going to talk about something else right now. You see this little question mark in the corner here? This means that you need the blueprint. So if I click on this, it'll say, hey, you need to pay $2,000 to get the blueprint for that. Once I click OK, you can now build it. So I can build an apartment building. Let's just say I can build an apartment building right here. And so it'll build that, and we will have availability. Oh no.
Sir, an enemy tornado has infiltrated our defenses.
Okay, so you can see here, there's a tornado coming down from the sky, and this is bad. This is one of our first natural disasters, and that really sucks. Let's go see what it's going to destroy here. And yes, they kill people, they destroy things. Not the church. Okay.
Presidente, rumors have been going around the island that St. Clara has been named the most serious place on Earth.
And
Nothing
subjects often get bored and they need some place to unwind and have fun from time to time, right? That is, when they're not working for the glory and prosperity of St. Clara, of course. So he wants us to improve the entertainment satisfaction to 45%. No, I've been wounded. That's okay, no worries. Just wait until this is done destroying everything. Can you stop? You can see all of these buildings that have a pile of rubble. Yeah, they've been damaged. Oh my gosh, stop doing things. That was the Middle East asking for $5,000. Please stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, another building. I hate tornadoes. Tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes, earthquakes.
The tornado retreated, Presidente. Let's take a look
All
at
right,
our
so
island.
10 people died and 6 buildings were destroyed. Yeah. So you can go ahead and click rebuild and let's go ahead and get our lives back together. Wow, that sucked. Rebuild the hub and that as well. As far as I know, I mean, you can build a weather station, but that doesn't stop the tornadoes. It just means that your people will be safe. Oh man. Okay, well, we just got $69,000 worth, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go.
The Association of Tropican Officers has written a letter of gratitude for your attention to the needs of the
simply
army, sir.
that, yeah, you can see the coup threat has decreased. Some of my people were not happy, so they were threatening to overthrow us, but I knew it wasn't going to be a problem because I had built the things that we had needed. Alright, let's go ahead and rebuild the farms and stuff. Alright, the pub's been rebuilt. Let's go ahead and quick build the marketplace. We have enough money at this point in time that we can go ahead and do that. No worries. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on our entertainment. The other thing we can build right here is a cabaret, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's build that in here. Go ahead and quick build that. It's as you expect, you have exotic showgirls dancing. I don't have a problem with this.
Most blessed Presidente, the time has come for us to plan the construction of a new cathedral, a true monument to our faith that will make all the Caribbean green with envy. For envy is a sin, and the more sinful they are, the more pious we will be by comparison.
I guess I'll be ignoring these in the future, but essentially, cathedral is another type of religious building, so yeah, we can build that. Let's go ahead and look and see where we're at here. Entertainment's pretty low, and the housing quality is still iffy at best. He's just wanting us to build an armory, so that's why I'm ignoring him. Let's go ahead and build another apartment block. Let's build one right behind the police station and the clinic. You know what? Screw it, we're gonna quick build it because I don't know what my guys are doing. Or what they're not doing, quite frankly. Yeah, she got pregnant. That's what that the hat thing, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, that means she turned into a mom. Alright, so we've got a restaurant, a pub, and a cabaret, and then we've got the childhood museum down there. Alright, you actually gonna build that? That would be nice. Okay.
Venerable leader, some mighty Chinese dragon has a request
So,
for you.
Yuli is from China, and they'll usually ask us to increase our exports. I'm just gonna ignore him for right now, because I don't really care. But that might change later. Probably will. Anybody gonna move in? I mean, you've got a whole bunch of people here. All sorts of farmers. Okay. Yeah, some of the shacks will disappear and people move out of them. Entertainment's going up slowly. Our environment is increasing as well. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead, and since we're doing stuff, let's go ahead and build a wind turbine here. No, people are actually gonna build that, huh? I'm impressed. Let's watch them build it. You never know when bad things may happen, and bad things tend to have a lot in this game. I have the worst luck. Alright. Depending on where you put the wind turbine will determine how much electricity it makes, but this one will produce 10 megawatts, and I'll use 5 of them to construct the garbage compactor, which will reduce even more electricity. Let's see here. You can reduce up to 40, but that's okay. And it has high upkeep, but you know, it's, I don't know, I prefer the wind turbine over like the power plant or the nuclear power plant. It's just personal. First of all, it doesn't require anybody to run. That's good. I'm bringing a lot of people in. Got 10 unemployed. Okay,
There is
I know.
a crisis of
I
command.
know. Calm down. Let's build a plantation for some sugar. I'm gonna go ahead and build it over here. Let's build that. We can get some people working. 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Did I just hear a goose? It sounded like a goose. We have an influx of those right now. Alright, so we completed the fun up to 45%, so that's good. I'm gonna build another apartment block down here. See how we're doing. Our housing quality is going up. Our liberty is down, though. Ah!
Presidente, Tropicans await elections next year. They wish to show their everlasting love and respect for you. They may have used different words, but that does not matter.
Okay, so you can see here that we have 110 votes for me and 13 for her. So let's go ahead and do a speech. You'll have 3 different things here. You can select a hot issue. Let's go ahead and choose housing. You can praise somebody, and you can see at the bottom here where your respect is currently at. Do them. And you can make a promise. Let's go ahead and choose... let's go ahead and build a cathedral, I guess. And some voters will be swayed one way or the other. So let's go ahead and see what happens.
My fellow Tropicans, the importance of the upcoming elections has brought me before you. We are one step closer to our goals. Victory is almost upon us, but we must still push forward. I must warn you about the so-called rebels on our island. Those are anarchists who could not care less for this island but present themselves as its liberators. Because of their nihilistic ways, all our efforts to create improved housing conditions will ruined through the years of my presidency. I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. I, in turn, want to show my gratitude to the brave defenders of Tropico and all militarists.
Okay.
No one can deny the amazing development that has happened in Tropico within just one mandate. I have an even more astonishing future in store for all of you. God is my witness that during my next mandate, we will build a cathedral worthy of our piety in Tropico.
Alright, well hopefully you were reading along while I was,
In the end, we
Hey,
will
me,
prevail.
shut up. So I can freaking talk. One thing I want to do is to up our liberty. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy a newspaper blueprint. And we're going to plop that down. I'll pop that down here. You can see that there's like a little green arrow. That needs to be connected to a road. So I'm going to go ahead and quick build this, because why the hell not? And then you got some journalists that will come in here. You can set your newspaper to whatever. I'm gonna set it to coupons and more because that's what I do. And eventually, yeah, there we go. some ladies will start working here, and we'll get going for that. One thing to note that this win the elections is currently kind of used against you. You've got your opponent is kind of cheating in this one. It's normally not like this. So just giving you a heads up of things to remember. Let's go ahead. We've got tons of money right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build whatever I need to build. So first of all, this should up our liberty. Actually, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So our liberty is already increased due to the fact that there is a newspaper. The housing quality is the next thing that we have to worry about. If you click on the wind turbine, you see this green grid. That is where the electricity can reach. If it's green, that means you have a lot of electricity left. If it is yellow, that means eh.
After issuing
and
a
red
long
means you're
speech
out.
on the improving crime safety in Tropico, which bored most of the people attending to death, our Minister of the Interior was robbed blind on the way back to his house.
Unfortunately, people don't seem to believe his explanation that he willingly lent all of his money to a destitute, homeless person he met on the street. So this will happen every once in a while where your ministry will screw up, or they'll succeed on something and you'll get something free. We're gonna go ahead and fire the incompetent asshole, because thanks, dude. Rude. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and dismiss her. She wants us to build something, and he wants us to export cigars, and I'm just going to ignore him for right now. Yeah, our elections are not even remotely close. And I know it says, you know, you can see it's increasing, but I'm not really worried too much at the moment. What I am going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and build a wind turbine. I'll build one here. He wants us to fire the ministry because she is a foreigner, so we're just going to ignore her.
My dear Presidente, the election day draws
Our
near.
diligent bureaucrats have calculated that we get approximately 93% of the votes. Several of your advisors suggest this number could go higher if certain techniques like counting methods and positive and negative incentives are used to attract more votes for you. I believe the intellectuals call this election fraud. Keep in mind, some Tropicans might get upset if we use such tactics, regardless whether they change the results of the elections or not. We're not going to be using fraud to do anything like that. In fact, you can see there shouldn't be a problem. Well, now that I've built this, if you go to the houses, you can see here that there's a little
Congratulations, Presidente. You have won the elections. People are content that no incidents occurred during the elections. You have their trust and all the credibility of our young democracy.
Alright, well, we win. If you use this, it will actually increase the housing from 35 to 50, as you saw. We won the elections.
I have a dream of a better Tropico. A Tropico where there's food and homes for everyone. A Tropico with roads and factories and skyscrapers that touch the clouds above our nation. A Tropico without crime and war. One great nation, an envy of the Western imperialists. I have a dream, and someday it will be a reality.
Alright, so we won. You can keep playing if you want. Oh look, we've been declared a fourth world country. And you can see here just our mission score. We got 3 stars. That's not terribly bad. We could have done much better. But I'm really not in it for, you know, getting like 5 stars on everything. So we'll go ahead and click win here. But I just wanted to go ahead and play in a scenario. Maybe I'll play some more scenarios in the future. Maybe some of the harder scenarios. Obviously the difficulty on this one's only 114. There is definitely some ones that gets up to like 200% and things get a little interesting. But that's alright. So next time, well, if there is a next time, I'll be playing the second scenario.